Welcome to ShumKast.
Welcome back, guys. It's been a long journey. We're in the double digits now.
Are we really? Yeah. Episode
11.
That's right.
Episode
11.
That's right. Episode
11.
come a long way. We got subscribers.
amazingly.
Yeah.
People like what we got, I guess, maybe. Or maybe they hate us and they just want to hate watch. Either way, we'll take it.
I don't know. But as of recording, the channel did not go live until a couple days ago. So we did pre-record some things, but future episodes won't be like super far apart. So.
Yeah, we just try to get ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I will say that episode 10, I was a bit mean to you. Kind of low-key fat-shamed you.
10.
Yeah.
I forgot what 10 was even about.
Yeah. Kind of low-key fat-shamed you. No, I over the top called you fat. And, me saying that was like, the pot calling the kettle black. So...
Call him fat phobic in the comments.
I'm going to throw a challenge to myself.
Yeah.
And we'll see how much I can lose within the next 30 days. So,
I was thinking
30 days or basically the next 12 episodes.
I was thinking of doing a video. I was going to play Beat Saber or Wii Sports for a month and see if I lost weight.
That would be interesting. I would actually, for science.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I might start it this week.
Okay. I'll do my journey and you do your journey and we'll see where we land.
We'll get back.
Yeah.
Will walking burn more calories or will video games burn more calories?
There we go. Video games versus walking.
There we go.
I like this challenge.
That's a video right there.
There it is.
We'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Officially. All right.
Next 30 days.
Let's shake on that.
Well, gentleman's bet.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Anyways, we're getting off track. This is not about exercising. That's a whole other video.
Yeah.
This is about women and how great they are.
Yep. More specifically, strong female characters. We're not talking about the weak-ass ones like Captain Marvel.
The poster one,
Yeah. It's a fun fact about her.
Yeah.
She quit like a couple days after.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. Rosie the Riveter.
Why?
I don't remember the exact story, but I just remember there was like a really interesting tidbit that she didn't work for that long.
Oh. Well,
no insult on women, but this particular female, Rosie the Riveter, for some reason, left a few days later.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is. But that, again, we're getting off subject. We're talking about strong female characters and more specifically, well-written strong female characters.
Yeah, we're not talking about you, Ray.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Ray, but yeah, she was a bit of a Mary Sue.
See, in the first movie, she was all right. I think she was like going somewhere.
She was. She was not completely OP in the first movie, but then
she showed some struggle.
A little, like a smidge
compared to 8 and 9.
8 and 9, yeah. Then
she just became OP.
Yeah, for no real reason.
Yeah, but all these characters had struggles.
Yeah,
and had character development.
Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna start with the GOAT, Princess Leia.
I was eyeing on her.
Yeah. How can you not?
Yeah.
Princess Leia is, it's one of those things where I find it really annoying, especially around the mid-2010s when they started the whole thing. It's like, oh, Star Wars fans are toxic. They hate strong women, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, we don't hate strong women. And then they say, you can't say Princess Leia. It's like, Princess Leia is the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's like...
She was like the first strong...
She wasn't the first. I mean,
like strong women in Star Wars.
In Star Wars, yeah, she's the OG in Star Wars. But I count myself as one of those Star Wars fans. Like, no, I don't hate strong female characters. I just want well-written strong female characters. Make it make sense. I mean, it's like, they don't have to like struggle like to the like point of like, oh my god, I can't. It's painful to watch. It's just, but there needs to be some sort of growth. There needs to be some sort of learning. I mean, it's there's a reason why it's called the hero's journey, why it's always so pervasive in storytelling.
Yeah, exactly.
But Princess Leia, first, it's like she's kind of playing into like that sort of damsel in distress trope.
Yeah.
In the beginning, in part of episode 4. But then they flip the script. Like after they get out, she's just like this strong, take charge. Like okay, like they're Han Solo and Luke are trying to figure out an escape route from because they're pinned in the detention cell corridor, and she just takes the blaster. It's like, you know what? I'll make her an exit for us.
Yeah.
She didn't feel it didn't feel like forced. It didn't feel like, oh god, you want to like a good example where it's cringe is Avengers Endgame. When all the women come together, you're just like,
why'd they do that?
Really? I'm like, okay, whatever.
If they wanted strong, they could have made Captain Marvel snap her fingers.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that?
Yeah. Tony, let Tony live.
Because Benedict Cumberbatch only saw Tony dying.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. Spoiler territory. I think the reason he saw Tony die is so he wouldn't become Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Probably. He didn't want to reveal that, though.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was like, you were one step close to Doctor Doom already in the second Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So we can't have that happen.
But yeah, for me, like the OG, like for at least for me, like the goats of badass women, Princess Leia, and then Ripley from the Alien franchise.
For like Weaver. Classics, yeah. They were pretty strong. But like going back to Marvel, most of the female casts are pretty good though. Yes. I think the only ones I didn't really like as much was like Captain Marvel, She-Hulk especially.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I can't think of any other female character that I didn't really like.
I thought you didn't like the chick that was in Doctor Strange.
Oh,
in the mom.
America Chavez?
Yeah.
She was a weird trope character. I
didn't hate her.
I was iffy on her.
I just kind of felt like...
I was like, I think she could have been written a lot better.
Yeah.
She had potential, but the way they went about her character, I was like, Yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, I think if we're talking on the Marvel side of the aisle, I think my favorite character would have to be Scarlet Witch.
Not Yelena?
Oh. We'll get to her in a second.
Yeah.
Believe me, but like the main part of the MCU, pre-Endgame.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch was really good.
Yeah, but then
I just like Elizabeth Olsen too.
Yeah,
she's my favorite.
But then in Doctor Strange, they did her character dirty.
Yeah, I mean, it did and it didn't make sense. Like I saw where they were going with it, but the route they went was like they should have fleshed it out more.
Yeah,
like why they made her into a villain.
Which is funny because I love Sam Raimi's work. But for this one, it was like a big swing and a miss for me.
Well, he did direct the third Spider-Man movie, didn't he? And that was a pretty big flop. It was only good because of memes.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, and then I'm trying to think. But yeah, going back to the other one, I love Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh is amazing.
And like her Yelena is freaking awesome.
Yelena is such a fun character.
And the thing I love about her, the casting, her being casted as, is like when you see, is like she's not fat.
No,
I mean, she's thick, but she's like aptly sized, so when she does things, it's believable.
Yeah,
like it always bugs me when I see. I'm sorry, unfortunately this is a real thing, but a 80-pound soaking wet female is not going to be able to knock around a 220-plus pound muscle-bound dude. Like, they might be able to get a few hits, but they're really not going to win that fight in a real one-on-one. Florence Pugh's character, I think she could stand her ground for a little while.
Yeah. And,
she might be able to get some really good hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy her physicality. I buy her strength. It's like... and she's just an amazing actress.
She is.
I mean, if you've ever seen her in Midsommar...
Yeah, and there was another movie, Something in Time, with Andrew Garfield. That was also a really good movie.
Okay, that one I didn't watch.
Yeah, that was an amazing movie.
Yeah,
loved the chemistry. But anyways, yeah.
But
Yelena's just really good. And the sister of Black Widow makes sense as to why
and that's
she
the other
can do all
thing.
those
That's the
things.
other thing that always bummed me out is the fact that they did Black Widow dirty in the sense like they waited so long to give her own film.
It should have been.
I enjoyed the Black Widow movie. My only gripe with it, and it's
the release date.
Is the releasing of it. It's like
it should have been after Infinity War or
after Infinity War would have made sense.
Yeah, after Infinity War.
Yeah,
was it post credit? It was a post credit scene when she got the jacket and the blonde hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should have been after Infinity War, but they.
For some reason, they didn't have faith in giving Black Widow a solo film for the
Yeah.
longest time. They didn't think it was, and it always bothered me too because like it was always the excuse like female movies ain't gonna really make any money. I'm like, hello, Alien franchise, Terminator franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, these are female-led films, and they made money.
Every Alien movie is like female-led.
Yeah,
now I think about it.
Yep.
I mean, they had like male side characters.
Yeah, but the protagonist was always a female character.
Yeah, and they do it right.
Yeah.
I love the characters. I never hated any of the characters in the Alien films.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they made good money.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, like I said, it's just like they're well-written characters. It's like, he's like, Sigourney Weaver's not this big buff person, but everything she did in the films felt believable. It's like within her physicality, like.
Yeah, well, she's also like a really smart character.
She is. She's smart. And she had like really great mental fortitude.
Yeah,
and it's like she was scared when like any one of us would be scared of that situation.
Yeah, I'd be terrified.
But then she totally like put on her boots and got to work and just took care of business.
Yeah, she was like, all right, being a bitch, we can't be doing that now. I gotta face my fears.
Yep.
And that's what everyone should do: face their fears. And
then it's like, who else do we have on here? I mean, from my childhood, Scarlett from G.I. Joe, right here.
Yeah,
so she was like one of my favorite female characters in G.I. Joe.
Off topic, they're doing a G.I. Joe collab in Overwatch.
Are they really?
Yeah, they announced it today.
Okay.
Snake Eyes is Genji. I'm so hyped. Anyways, it's probably out by the time this episode gets released, but
yeah. So it's like we have Scarlett, Wonder Woman, who's like classic OG, like probably OG because she predates all these other characters up here.
Yeah, she's a really old character.
Yeah, but it's funny how her character really has evolved in the comics. Like she kind of started out as kind of like she was a bit of like the domesticated superhero in a way. Yeah, and like the Silver Age, Golden Age.
Was comics. She meant for fan service, or did she have like an actual character?
She had an actual character, but like I said, she was kind of like the domesticated superhero in some ways. Yeah, they kind of like really put her like in a classical female role or typical female role for that time period where she was definitely second fiddle to all the male heroes.
I see. So all the male heroes kind of like didn't treat her as equals.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see.
But the industry evolved and she started taking more of a male.
She got her own film.
She did
2 films.
She did.
One of them was,
the first one was amazing.
Yeah, and one of them was
yeah, which was sad because a great cast, but the story was just kind of.
I thought the trailer looked good.
The trailer looked great, and then the movie was kind of like swing and a miss.
It gave me Thor Ragnarok vibes, and then it just came out. I was like, oh, that's not what I expected.
Now, the one character that surprised me in a way in terms of evolution and then actually more evolution. It wasn't really storytelling for the most part, at least not in the beginning, but later on, is Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. She really started out as like a fan service character.
She was very. You see those polygons?
Oh my god, like the Madonna style polygons.
They were sharp.
They were. They'll poke your eye out.
Yeah,
but I remember like the original Tomb Raider games. I never thought the story was like.
It was just a sex appeal game.
It was pure sex appeal.
And then the camera angles didn't help. He just looked at her ass every time she climbed up something.
So it was really interesting to see like around the Xbox One, PS3, PS3, PS4 era. Oh no, it wasn't. I think it was Xbox 360, the Tomb Raider that came out that basically kind of like.
I think it was 360. No, I think it was 1.
Yeah, I want to say it was 1 too.
I feel like it was 1. I feel like it was like a launch title.
No, it was Xbox 360.
Was it?
Originally, and then they did an upscale for the 1 and also the PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I forget the name.
I forget the name, but I know which game it is.
Yeah.
I know the box art.
Yeah, it's this particular character design.
Yeah.
Where, she looks realistic, but it's basically it's going back to her origins and when she first started becoming, the quote-unquote Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this is a character I can get behind.
This is a lot better. The design is already a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get behind, like, a bra top and butt shorts.
Yeah, and it was, like, really great seeing Lara Croft, like, really fleshed out and given, like, a good story, great character development, and then it's, like, having her struggle in the game, you, like, feel that struggle and her, like, getting stronger and stronger. And I was like, yeah, this is something to aspire to. Like, I don't care if you're a man, woman, whatever. It's like seeing all the trials and tribulations she goes through in the game. You're like, and she perseveres.
Yeah.
It's like even with all the setbacks she has growing through the game, you're like, this is somebody that you can like
exactly
look up to.
I will. Yeah. I just want relatability.
Yeah.
And like how I can get through problems.
Yep.
Instead of just, I know how to do this already. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm good at this just because I'm a woman. I'm like, no. It's fine if you're good at it, but your sex, whatever, shouldn't dictate like.
I mean, like, I'm good at masturbating because I'm a dude.
That's true.
Exactly. So
that's science.
Maybe there is some truth to that.
You're an idiot.
No, I'm Kenji. But those like other. Actually, this one's an underdog. I feel like a lot of people know this character, but it's also an underdog. Kara from Detroit Become Human is also a really strong female lead.
Her story was like gut punch.
It's sad, depending on how you play it.
Depending on how you play the game. It could be either a mildly happy ending, or it could be like the worst ending possible.
I mean, I got every single ending. I 100% in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I got most of the endings, and Kara, she's great.
Yeah, I love Kara. She's like my second favorite. Number one's Connor, obviously.
Team Connor.
Yeah, but Kara is my second favorite, just because of like her story arc was just so well written, and like she knows what she's doing, and she also faces struggles too, and then her whole purpose is she just wants to be happy. She just wants to coexist with humans.
Well, also like how she kind of took on that maternal role.
Yeah, with the little girl.
Yeah, and like and started like kind of making a pseudo family with the.
With Luther.
With Luther, yeah.
My best man, Luther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really heart-wrenching playing through that story. I mean, it's great. It's very satisfying. It's like you really care about her character.
Yeah, you don't want her to die.
You don't at all.
Like even just by the first chapter, I was like, oh, I like this character already.
Yes, I agree.
Kara was really good.
Yep.
But if we're talking about all these other characters on the table,
I mean, we have Tila from He-Man right in the back.
Representing.
Yeah, and there's kind of a theme for me. Obviously, they're all like I have all my redhead characters like lined up, and it was like completely unintentional because like Asuka from Evangelion.
You do have all the redheads.
Meryl from Metal Gear, or Metal Gear Solid.
No Quiet.
Yeah, no.
Her outfit's just over the top.
Yeah, we're trying to be family friendly.
Yeah, that seems more believable.
Yeah. But Teal was always she was never, I mean, because she was a warrior, so she was never like the damsel in distress, and she was just she
hoorah.
I always felt like she kept up with He-Man.
Yeah,
she never was like oh crap, Teal's with him. You know what's gonna happen now. And I was like, no, Teal's with him. Things will be good.
Things are gonna get crazy.
If anything, it was me like, oh, Orko's with him. Fuck yeah, they're fucked.
Oh, I don't remember. I only know He-Man and like Skeletor.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all the characters I
remember.
That's all the characters I know from He-Man.
Yeah. And who else we got? We have RC from Transformers.
Transformers 1 was really good. And then RC's character was also good too in that movie.
It wasn't RC in Transformers 1.
Was it not RC?
No, it was Alita 1.
Oh, it was Alita 1.
Yeah.
But they look like damn near the same.
Not all women robots look alike, my friend.
Well, it's pink and white, so...
Yeah.
But nonetheless...
So RC made her debut in Transformers the movie, which came out in 86. Alita 1 actually made her first appearance in the G1 Transformers TV series.
I see.
So I think she first appears, I want to say like 85.
Oh.
So...
I see.
When they did like Optimus Prime's origins when he was still Pax Orion.
And then he dies.
He doesn't die yet.
Oh, okay.
That's not until the movie.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler, Optimus dies in Transformers the movie.
I think he dies in a lot of shows and movies.
Oh, he dies a lot post the movie because Hasbro was like, oh, we made a mistake killing Optimus. There's a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
So they brought him back a few times on the TV show.
Jesus.
And he died again.
They just love killing the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what their deal is.
Yeah. And going back to our reboot, Phoebe from Ghostbusters.
Oh, look at that. She came back from the dead, couldn't get enough.
She never died.
Just kidding. She was a good character, though.
She was.
I think she was my favorite character in that movie. Never seen Frozen Empire yet. It's been a minute since that movie came out.
It's not bad. I mean,
I heard mixed reviews.
I think I mentioned before, it's a sophomore slump. I mean, it's not a horrible movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Afterlife was better, but Frozen Empire was good. You definitely see like Phoebe's growing pains, and not like because like everyone else has grown up as an adult, and she's still she's just a teenager, so she's not. So people don't fully take her seriously yet, even though she's the smartest one there.
Yeah, because she's Egon's
granddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's still in the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what direction they went with her in the sequel, but I know in Afterlife, it was a really good direction. And she, I mean, it also helps that she was Egon's granddaughter, but she was also like studying a lot from what I remember in the first movie. Like she never.
Oh, she was still studying in the second movie too.
Okay. Yeah, but that's like, why she's so smart, because she's just studying a lot and stuff. So she knows what she's doing based on knowledge. It was also
genetics, and her grandfather was super smart.
Yeah, that too. So that's what I mean. Is like
she's not going to be no dummy.
Exactly.
Her brother was a bit of a dummy, but,
That's just, her brother.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it skips a generation.
Yeah, exactly. But, another character that's smart standing right next to her with a physics textbook. Spider-Gwen.
Yeah,
I think Spider-Gwen was always just really good, from what I know. Like in the Amazing Spider-Man, she was pretty good. I know in the sequel, and even in the first movie, they never made her like a damsel for the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I mean, Amazing Spider-Man, they were sticking more close to the original comic storylines, where Gwen was just a normal girl.
Yeah, but I mean, like she was still tough in her own way.
She was. I mean, she was kind of like, there were some similarities between her and Mary Jane, but she was more the demure type female character, while Mary Jane was more the tomboy.
Yeah, that's true. But I know in the second movie, she like insists on helping Spider-Man or Peter.
Yeah, I never watched the second movie, so
I've seen a lot of clips. Okay, I've practically watched the whole movie at this
Which is funny because we own the second movie, but I've yet to ever watch it. Yeah, which is weird because No Way Home would probably make more sense if I had watched the second movie.
Yeah, it would. It would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, at least with Electro.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Just Electro.
Just Electro, yeah.
I mean, the new hairdo and look didn't make sense, though, still. Even if you have watched the second movie. He just kind of came out of that universe looking yassified. Looking all good and shit. Like, how did that happen?
But Spider-Gwen Into the Spider-Verse
is amazing.
Yeah.
She's so good. The second movie, oh my god. really fleshed out her character. Mm-hmm. I mean, the first one did it too, but
I mean, she was good in the first one, but in the second one, it was kind of like
I think
you learn more about her struggle.
She felt more like the main character in the second movie.
She did, and you could tell that all she wanted to do was protect Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely shared a bond with him. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the actor that voiced Miles kind of wanted to take that a little too far.
He's trying to break the what do they call it? The what is it called? A canon event.
Yeah.
He's trying to break that. Nope, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, sometimes you're just friends.
Apparently, I really hope this happens, kind of, but because I'm a bit biased. They're gonna get Echo's voice actor into Miles from Arcane and League of Legends. I think.
Yeah, I didn't finish watching that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, he's the black kid.
Okay, I only watched the first episode, so.
Oh, he's not introduced yet then.
Exactly, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I hope they know. I feel
like I also love the fact that she's voiced by Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. No, I think that was a really good casting choice.
Yeah,
too.
it was. And, she was great in Bumblebee, and then she was also really good in Sinners.
Sinners was amazing.
Yeah.
Going back, we're really glazing that movie.
Well, the funny thing is, it's kind of interesting, because, again, she played a great character in that movie. True. She didn't just sit idly by. It wasn't, again, the damsel to be rescued.
Yeah.
She could hold her own.
She could hold her own, but she made a mistake.
Everybody's, the air is human, right?
Exactly. I mean, I guess someone's going to have to feel empathy in that movie. Mm-hmm. And it would only make sense.
Yeah.
But, still a really good
She had some sass.
She did, though. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
But, that's just character writing. Yeah. People make mistakes, and sometimes it costs your life.
Yeah. And then, while we're on this gravy train, The Mandalorian gave us a lot of great female characters.
I've only watched the second season, but I think she was introduced in the second season.
Yep. Bo-Katan.
Okay.
But she's actually first introduced in Clone Wars.
Clone Wars?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute since I watched Clone Wars. The only episode I remember from Clone Wars was when those worms took over the clone troopers.
Yeah, so it's like Mandalorian brought in... I mean, if we're going back to Clone Wars, we had Ahsoka, she started out super annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you start from the Clone Wars film and like the first season of Clone Wars, she's pretty annoying.
Well, she's also a kid.
She is.
Yeah.
However, as the seasons progress, she becomes a fan favorite, including myself. I loved her.
AKA as she got older.
Not like that, you pervert.
And wiser.
It's just she became more her character became more fleshed out, and she grew, and she just you fall in love with her character. Mm-hmm. And then they bring her into The Mandalorian, and everyone's like,
that's
yes,
right. I remember that episode.
She was amazing.
And then has her own TV show.
Yep. And then you also have the Armorer from The Mandalorian, who's also another really well written character. And it's kind of interesting the way they put for Mando or Jin. What was his character's name? Jin. Yeah, he actually had like another name. He wasn't just Mando.
Oh,
it was Jin something, and I'm blanking on it right now because we always shoot at night, and I'm old. It's past my bedtime. But
I'm gonna watch Mandalorian in a minute.
Like Din Djarin, I think is his name. But so his sect within the Mandalore society was a bit cultish.
Yeah.
However, the way they're operating is more matriarchal, and the Armor was basically the head of their sect.
I remember that, yeah.
But, such a great character, though.
I don't really remember her character, like, in detail, besides, like, her being, like, the top of the...
Plus, she was a badass. She could fight.
Yeah.
It's like, you see those tools she's holding. They're not just for show.
That's true. That is true. I think I only remember... like the scenes where she would repair or make something for Mando. That was it.
Yeah, and like the other character that they introduced in Mandalorian was Fennec Shand, played by one of my favorite actresses, Ming-Na Wen, who just seems to age like fine wine. Like, it seems like she's like one of those people that gets prettier as they get older.
Is this a third season character? Or?
No, I think she first appears in the first season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only other female character I remember from the first season is that, like...
And then there's Cara Dune, who's, like...
Is that the muscular woman one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I remember her character.
Yeah.
I thought she was good.
So, she's great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's, like, a lot of political...
Then she had, like...
backlash.
Like, yeah, IRL backlash.
Yes, she does, which is unwarranted. It's just... It's all, like, one side of the aisle saying, yeah, you're a, you know... ist and phobe and all this other stuff, and it's
that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I see. Politics.
Yeah,
couldn't be me. I just like living.
Yeah,
playing games.
Cara Dune was like one of the best characters they ever created.
Yeah, no, I really liked her character.
Yeah,
she was fun. She could handle her own.
Oh yeah, and she had that. You know, she had the size of physicality where, like, when she did stuff,
she had the muscles.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I saw that
in real life. She was a kickboxer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she was like one of the first big MMA fighters in UFC, or not.
That's
UFC.
What
it was like just before the UFC, but yeah, she was a.
That's what it was. I thought it was WWE for some reason.
No, she was not WWE.
It was. I was like, it's either UFC or WWE.
Yeah,
it's one of those two.
She started out as like doing Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, so she's a legit badass.
She is, and she's got the muscles to prove it.
Yeah. And who else we got? Like, best female villains? Friggin' Hela.
Hela was great. I low-key had a crush on Hela.
Did you really? I mean, I don't blame you. Kate Blanchett's beautiful.
Yeah, she is. And she was menacing.
She was. But the thing is, she wasn't... And this transcends genders in terms of for villains. Like, she wasn't annoying.
Yeah, she wasn't annoying. She wasn't cocky.
She wasn't cocky. She wasn't arrogant. I mean, but I felt bad for her character in some ways because she was kind of like, she did exactly what she was asked of her.
Yeah.
And then she was discarded by Odin. So I could understand why she's a bit pissed.
Yeah.
Like, her anger's justified.
You tell me that you don't like killing people no more? What's wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
What changed?
You asked me to be this.
Exactly.
And I did this, and then this is how, yeah.
So, it's justified why she's like, yeah, fuck Asgard.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
I mean, she was just a great villain and just well-written character.
Yeah, and like, it always, every scene she was in, it always felt like she knew what she was doing and like maybe even one step ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, very calculated character.
I would say they won that on pure luck.
Yeah, they got the big fire guy coming in and like...
Ragnarok.
Yeah. But people are theorizing that she's not dead.
I go by the theory, if you don't see a body, they're not dead.
That's true. Because like when Ragnarok stabs the sword into the planet, you can see like a bright green flash.
Yeah.
So people thought she like teleported somewhere.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it'd be a shame to have them kill her because she's such a fun, like...
If they have her killed in that movie, I think it's underused.
Exactly.
Underused
I think she's like a really interesting character, and I'd love to see her come back.
Doomsday. Right there. That's a theory. She's going to come back in Doomsday and be like, hey, Thor.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But, to a tangent to that, the female Loki.
Sylvie was great.
Yeah.
I love Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought I was going to be like, oh, female character, female version.
Yeah.
This ought to be good.
Yeah.
But no, she was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her character. And, like, just the way she processes things and, like, moves on, like, planning-wise, just fits with her character because she's so hell-bent on, like, getting revenge on the TVA. Mm-hmm. That was her plot. Yeah, it was getting, like, revenge.
Yeah.
And then, like, her and Loki's chemistry was...
Well, I think it's also because all the Lokis were being targeted.
They were.
Yeah.
They're racist against Lokis.
It's like, seems like there's some sort of parallel between Lokis and Deadpools with the TVA.
I think they just hate Deadpool because he's annoying.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Loki kind of fell into the same bucket though. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Loki, could be annoying too
Yeah,
because of his little tricks.
he's the trickster.
Yeah, but like, yeah, her and Loki's chemistry was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 2 was just amazing.
Yeah,
I loved season 2.
I agree.
Like when season 1 ended, I was like, "Excuse me," and then when season 2 came out, I was like, "I like this."
Yep.
Sylvie was great in both seasons.
Sylvie was a really good character. And then last we have Katana from the Suicide Squad.
Yikes! The 2016 one. Y'all know who that one is?
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto Joker, not so great, but it unfortunately there was a lot of studio interference. So I'm really curious on like how the actual David Ayer cut looked like. And apparently, just like the Zack Snyder cut for Justice League, apparently the Ayer cut for Suicide Squad is actually really good.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. I wonder if they're ever going to release it.
At this point, I don't think they will, and I know...
I mean, Zack Snyder's cut came out a little after. Like,
it came out way after, but
way
I don't...
after.
Now that James Gunn is heading DC...
Oh, yeah.
Last
That's
I heard,
true.
James Gunn has no interest in releasing the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Quite a bummer.
Yeah.
Was really curious to see how that played out in that cut.
But hey, the actress who played Katana
It's in The Boys.
segued to The Boys, and she played... There's a Kimiko,
Yeah, it's Kimiko.
and she is freaking awesome in that role.
And she doesn't even talk.
She doesn't. She does. She has like maybe a few words, but yeah, overall she's mute.
Yeah.
I mean, and she has like this made-up sign language that she does.
I mean, I know she talks in the last episode of season 4,
Yeah.
but that was it. Like, that's the only time she spoke, besides the musical scene in the 3rd season.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. That was a weird one.
That was a trip.
Yeah.
I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Where is this La La Land bullshit?
However, one thing I love about The Boys is how they were completely clowning on that scene in Endgame that we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, when Starlight, I think.
When they had their whole girls
Done.
get it done, and it was like total tongue in cheek. It was
Yeah.
just the funniest thing ever.
No, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was a really good scene.
Yeah, it's just like you knew they were just clowning on that whole thing because they were all saying it like it's like you could tell they were saying it like being really sarcastic about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. The tone of voice was
Not to
there.
say that the female characters in the show didn't get it done,
They did get it done.
but it's just the way they talked about it was, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, whatever, girls get it done. Okay, we're at it.
Yeah, but I think it's just because they sounded like ironic. It was pretty funny when they said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, her character and Starlight is phenomenal in the show, and like
The other one I really liked in there was Queen Maven.
she has a really interesting arc.
She does. I mean, it's sad,
It is sad.
and I understand why she wants to bow out. It's like, it's like I'm done.
I mean, it's understandable.
It makes sense.
Like why both female characters want to bow out of the Vought. Besides I think the only ones I want to stay is the men.
Yeah.
Besides A-Train.
Yeah, A-Train it's kind of, yeah. I mean, I know we're like completely diverting, but yeah, the A-Train's like he's getting a bit of a redemption arc, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, you feel like he's completely irredeemable.
Yeah, like especially in 1.
Yeah.
And then season 2, there was hints of like being redeemed.
Yeah.
But the 3rd season, they were really like, yeah, expect a redemption arc.
Yeah.
But yeah, Queen Maeve was interesting because I think season 1 and 2 she wasn't on Vought's side when
She was more neutral. She was on anybody's side. I think she was just on her own side.
Yeah, but once the airplane thing happened, that's when she was like, "Oh, this guy is crazy."
No, I think she kind of knew it, but it just cemented it.
Yeah.
But I think she was kind of like, she was definitely not Team Vought, but she didn't feel like she could stand up against him. So I think she just like, I'm just gonna bow out.
I guess like once the boys showed up, she was like, "Okay, we might have a chance."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think just because I'm biased, I like Kimiko a lot. That's like my favorite character.
I love her. I love her relationship with Frenchie.
Yeah, even though you got friend zoned.
Yeah.
That was funny and sad.
Yeah, but they have a really cute relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got more brother-sister vibes from them too, like from the whole season. So,
it gets to the romantic part in like in the 4th season.
Yeah. Did I watch the? No, I didn't watch.
Yeah,
the
you
fourth
need to watch the 4th season
because I haven't watched Gen V. I guess that's mandatory to watch.
It's not 100% mandatory, but there's certain parts that happen in season 4 where it doesn't quite make sense. Especially the final episode doesn't make any sense unless you've watched Gen V.
I see.
And Gen V is definitely worth watching.
Yeah. I'll have to get on that because season 4's been out for like how many months now?
It's been like a year now.
Has it been a year?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I've just seen a lot of clips, so it's like I kind of already know what happens at that point.
I mean, you're missing out on a lot of good TV.
Yeah.
Like you got Gen V. It's because you could watch Gen V and then roll right into season 4.
I heard season 4 had like some mixed reviews too because of like politics or something.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if you heard of the reviews or anything.
I tend to ignore reviews because critics are idiots.
No, it's not critics. It's like YouTubers and stuff and like.
I say again, critics are idiots.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, like what you like. So I tend to ignore critics. I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I always tend to seem to go against the flow. So if everybody says, "Oh, you need to watch this. This is really good," blah 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 blah, I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching videos about reviews. I think it's interesting, but I don't like.
I just take. If I do watch reviews, I take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, I'll still watch the film to judge myself.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
like, I'll see what other people think, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's see if they're right about it.
Yeah, it's like then you're just like, okay, just go with low expectations.
Exactly.
At least then it's like, okay, if you go with low expectations, you can't be disappointed, but you can't be surprised.
If you expect disappointment, then you won't be disappointed.
Exactly.
That's what MJ says in No Way Home.
But yeah, ignore the haters.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the 4th season. I thought it was good. I mean, they did definitely inject some politics into it, but
yeah,
like everything else they do, it's like very tongue in cheek.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard
it's basically you could take it any way you want to take it.
I guess the people that took it that way.
Exactly. So it's kind of it's a bit open to interpretation. It's just like what side of the aisle you're leaning on. Some people are like, oh yeah, they went to, and then other people are like, nah, it wasn't that bad. I'm in the camp. It's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess that goes for any political joke in shows or media. Yeah. They just however you take it, just kind of either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
Type thing. But yeah, we went on a tangent.
Just a bit. And I mean, it's still female related because it's the boys and Gen V. And
yeah. We don't have to follow all these characters necessarily. They're
exactly.
Just kind of
there. They're here. They're eye candy.
Exactly.
And I don't mean it because they're women. I just mean they're just here for your enjoyment.
Because y'all have low attention spans.
Exactly.
Y'all need like that Subway Surfer thing on your phone playing on the right of the screen.
That's why we're always changing our...
You're like,
what's on the table?
Oh, what's on the table today?
Exactly.
You know? God, I can't stand with you low attention spanning fucks. Just kidding.
What's interesting is we haven't had any repeat objects on the table yet.
Leon.
I mean, we're only... Was Leon on repeat?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Oh, that's right. He was. He just kind of stayed on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Just Leon.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. So we're episode 10. So
there's gonna be
when are we going to get like more repeats on the table? So far, we're doing pretty good.
So far, but I think once it hits the 20s, possibly.
I mean, excluding the stuff in the background.
That's always gonna be there.
That's always gonna be there. I'm not moving it. That's not that stuff is permanent.
It's
fixtures.
Gonna be a pain to move all of that.
Exactly. The only thing that might change around is the alcohol.
Unless you guys want to move it. By all means.
No. You only say that because it's not your stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you want room, you can move out.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's what I figured.
Until this gets big, that's when I'll move out.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think we've covered everything. What do you think?
I think it's good. We've talked about our appreciations
of women.
Exactly.
And strong female women. We're not threatened by them.
Mm-hmm.
We love them.
We accept them and we love them just like how they should accept us and love us.
Yep.
It's an equal thing.
and we've challenged each other.
That's right.
Who's gonna lose? Who's gonna lose more?
Stay tuned.
Walking or gaming?
Maybe the fitness video will be out sooner than expected. So maybe the results are already in.
Yeah.
By this. So.
Yeah. So for episode 10, it wouldn't be until the final results. We'll say it's episode 22.
We will not be seeing this episode until another 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, but it'll be episode 22 where we actually reveal the final result.
Damn.
That's crazy. 22 episodes. I mean, we're only 10 in, and I'm thinking, wow.
That's already older than me.
By one episode.
Yeah.
Not even halfway to me.
I mean, I'm like, if you think about it, I'm 21 seasons in. So.
Okay, and with that, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, and hit the bell. I'm not going to repeat myself.
You repeat yourself every episode.
Hit the fucking bell.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you later. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye. Bye.